It feels like everything we've talked about, I have new lenses on now, looking at it.
Okay.
From this conflict that I came in.
Yes.
Feeling.
Yes.
I feel like I have new lenses on right now.
Welcome to Wait, Let's Talk About That, the podcast where you don't just hear about therapy, you hear it happening. I'm Dr. Lee Long, and joining me again is my co-host, Lila Pond, licensed professional counselor and supervisor at Restoration Counseling.
Hey, everyone. What makes this podcast different is simple. No script, no rehearsal, and a lot to learn. You're sitting in on a real interview using the WAIT method with a real person in real time.
Today, our guest will remain anonymous, and he's here to work through something real and to let you watch the WAIT method come to life as we go.
So settle in. Listen for the moment that something shifts, because it always does.
So before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This conversation is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Although I'm a licensed professional counselor in Texas, this podcast is not therapy and does not create a counselor-client relationship. It is not medical or mental health advice. By participating, our guest understands that this recording is public and consents to us editing and publishing the conversation. You confirm?
I do.
Okay, awesome. Here we go. I am so appreciative of you coming in and being willing to sit down with me and have this conversation. I have an upcoming book, and the concepts in this book, I think I've had conversations with people about it and in my own therapy practice, and the concepts are pretty simple and people get it and agree with it, but then the practice of it can tend to be a little bit difficult. So I thought it would be a good idea to have examples of setting forth interpersonal conflicts or things that you're sorting through, and to see if we can illustrate for people like, hey, this is what we're talking about. So thanks so much for being willing.
I love that. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Right on. Did you have a conflict or an experience that you wanted to walk through today?
I do. I wouldn't say that it's based off of a specific experience.
Okay.
But maybe more so leaning towards like an internal battle that I feel like I've had for really my whole life. And I've been in counseling since I was 19, like pretty regularly, at least multiple times a year. So that'd be 11 years. And there's this thing for me that I feel sometimes no control over.
Okay.
Where I would say like the foundation of it is this deep, deep desire for attention and approval and some sort of feeling that comes out in ways with, because of my relationship growing up with like my dad, like approval from mentor figure that's a older man. Or it can also come out in ways with women and females in relationships, if it's a fling or if it's a long-term thing. And it sometimes feels like for me, and I'd say really mainly towards the female side, it sometimes feels for me that like I'll kind of do anything and everything and whatever to get this attention. And this quick hit, almost quick fix.
What does it give to you, that attention, that quick fix? What is it?
It's a feeling. I think that the I don't know if I'd say evil, but like the one side of it comes as like, oh, just flirtation and having fun, and then the other side can come out in maybe a more sexualized way.
Okay. And
I think I'd wrap all that up in saying, what does it give me? I would probably say for myself, like, just some kind of shot of I don't know if it's adrenaline or dopamine or whatever.
What's the emotion?
I would say the main emotion is probably feeling wanted and feeling, I wouldn't say accepted. I would probably lean towards saying it makes me feel wanted.
Right.
In the flirtation. And then if it comes out with like approval from like a father figure or mentor figure or boss, or even peer, someone saying, hey man, you're like you're good at your job, or you did this really well, like that feels really good. And I think it should, like I think that should, but
Yeah.
I think sometimes things come out like that's the pure way, and maybe that mentor figure.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out, maybe this is the conflict. I'm trying to figure out what's the pure way of receiving attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm single. I was engaged, and then that was called off. So as a single male now, I'm trying to figure out what's the pure way for that attention in the relationship side of things.
Yeah. I think that's a really, really good question.
Mm.
My first question to you, if I may, would be, do you agree that you're good at your job?
I would say yes, but the funny thing is, whenever like someone will say that, no matter who it is, I will brush it off. The classic not be able to take a compliment,
Right.
and I'll brush it off. But then internally, if I'm looking at like numbers, internally I'm like, there's a little bit of pride in it.
Yeah.
But whenever if someone were to say something regarding that, I would brush it off. But I genuinely do. I feel like I am good at my job. Yeah.
Okay. When you brush it off, what are you brushing off?
Attention, which is odd.
Why? Why is it odd in your mind?
Because I feel like I'm like an attention whore, honestly. Okay. and that's why it's odd, is I at times will do things for attention or to be seen,
Yeah.
And I catch myself throughout the day doing that. If it's a post on social media about a deal I just got under contract, or if it's like wanting people to know that like I drive a nice car. Like there's really weird ways that it comes out that I like want people to notice and affirm me. I don't know.
Because if they affirm you, what do you feel? If they notice, what do you feel?
Like they'll think I'm something.
Okay, but what about you thinking that? Where are you in that?
I don't know. I don't know what I guess that's a good question. I don't really even know if I have thoughts about myself. I think I just spend my whole life like thinking about what other people think about me.
Yes.
Which is a paradox, but yeah, I don't really know.
That I think is at the core of being an attention whore, to use your phrase, which I like, is that idea that I am seeking something external to feed something internal that I'm still trying to determine what I believe or not. Is that fair?
That's really fair. Yeah, that's really fair. And the interesting thing is I don't even feel like you asked the question of what do I believe about myself and what do I think? And I like really haven't ever even thought about that.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't ever really sat down and been like, and I think if you're going through, for me, like being a believer and going through the scriptural route, like these things that God says I am.
Okay.
I've always said like, you can read that as much as you want about what God says that you are. But like, if you don't believe that, then it kind of misses the
mark.
Yeah. Misses the mark and misses the point. And I guess wrapping all that to say like, I don't even know what I'm getting attention for, because I don't even really know what like, I don't, maybe it's fair to say I don't even know who I am in some regards.
I think in these instances, I don't want to globalize it, because if we do, then when you think that, like, gosh, I don't even know who I am, what feeling all of a sudden comes over you?
Like my heart's beating a little faster because I feel lost a little bit.
Right. Exactly. And it's like, I don't want you to feel lost.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes we globally look for who we are when perhaps a more, not approachable, what's the word I'm looking for? Attainable.
Realistic.
Or realistic would be, who am I right now? Where am I? Who am I? But where am I? Where am I in this? Like, that's the whole premise of what my book is about, is this idea that, do we know where we are? Where am I in this? If you see that, like where am I in this? The acronym is WAIT. Wait, where am I? Where am I in this? Because what you're saying is, and I asked you, are you good at your job? Yeah. Like, I look at the stats that are outside of me.
Sure.
So I think I'm good. Right? Because it's all defined
Yeah.
external.
No, it's funny you caught that, because
And so it's this space of it being, wait, where am I? Because when you say I kind of push away or shove off compliments, it's like, Yeah, I feel you. Because if somebody's telling me something that I don't know if I agree with or not, then I'm like, whoa, hold on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I agree? Don't know. Feels
Yeah. It's
good.
like, is this even true?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because my hope would be that at the end of the day, we experience something and somebody says, oh my gosh, you're so good at this. You're like, yeah, I believe that. Like, thanks. Like, we're in agreement rather than I'm in a place of saying, wait, do you think so?
Yeah. Or like setting it up subtly for someone to say something or think about me in a certain way.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
This is interesting. It's funny. It's like I'm kind of having revelations right now. I've been doing counseling for 11 years, but like it almost feels like a blank wall. The attentions and affirmation, if it's from friends or if it's from a woman, like it just hits the blank wall and falls off.
Yes.
Because I don't even know what the wall is.
Right.
You know, it can't catch anything because
That's right.
there's not a foundation for me of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say confidence because I feel like I'm a confident person, but
Sure.
maybe maybe self-worth or self-esteem. I don't know.
I would press here if I could
Please.
and say it's really more of, I believe it's more about self-understanding.
Self-understanding.
Because like when you use the
phrase.
blank wall analogy, to me, it's like somebody throws their coat up against the wall, like they throw something to you and there's no hook for it to stick on. And that hook would be, yes, I agree.
Wow.
You know, if somebody says,
Great imagery.
if somebody says to me, you know, gosh, you're a really good dad, I would say, I agree with you. Thank you. Thank you for seeing that part of me. I know that I love my kids. I know that I do my very best for them. So thank you. I can agree to that. Now, if somebody says, wow, you are a phenomenal musician, I'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Okay. Don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, have I played around with music in my life? Absolutely. Do I believe that I'm a musician? No. You know?
Yeah. I guess I would switch it then to, I'd love to hear your thoughts and dialogue on like the, I don't know how to say it, woman, female, like the significant, like that kind of, the interactions with gals or women. And part of me is like wanting to hear like a quick fix answer. And that's just not, to your acronym weight. Like, I don't think it is, there is no such thing as a quick fix on it or one size fits all. But like for me, the desire for attention from, and I feel like I know where it comes from or maybe stems from moments in my life of not much of a relationship or attention and approval from my mom. And then in middle school, just being a little bit like of a dweeby kid and not a good looking kid. And then in high school, that changing and I start to get this attention for the first time and I don't know what to do with it. And then it feels like since then, I don't know what to do with it, you know?
That makes sense.
And so I guess just in that world, to go back to the phrase of like attention whore, I hate that, you know? And I think in my past, because of that part of me, like I've hurt people and I hate that a lot. And there's a lot of guilt and shame, honestly, in that. And I don't know how to reconcile that of like, where does that come from? How does that get fixed to where I've got friends who like dating or not, like there's no problem in that world, if that makes sense. In the sense, in the line of like, there's no temptation to go flirt around or be promiscuous or this or that, you know?
Right. Sure.
And I see that and envy that.
Yeah.
I see that and I envy that.
Envy that because?
That seems like the more, like that seems, this is a weird phrase to say for it, but that seems like a more Christ-like character trait and feature.
Right.
For somebody. Like I'm thinking of a couple specific friends who I have who I'm like, oh man, you would, for your wife or just even whenever I knew him as a single person, like there was no foolery, I guess. Or like there was no seeking out this attention in X, Y, and Z ways.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I would say I'm jealous of it.
Okay. And again, if I may push.
Yes, please.
Okay. That's still all externalized, is I see them And I guess jealousy isn't externalized, but if we could bring it back to you, is it because I want to be that? Is it because I want the feeling of that?
Dang, man, you're good.
Thank you.
It just making me think in ways, like even calling out that like my first natural reaction to both of these kind of combos we've just had have been external,
Yes.
you know, and that's just kind of where my mind goes.
Sure.
But which ties back to, again, the attention side of like externally, what do people think about me and all that. But I am,
Well, go ahead.
well, I was going to say, why do I envy that? I would say because yes, I want those character traits, because I think for me, I don't know, at the end of the day, I'm like, I've lived in it too long, and it's in the sense of like, just if it's being flirtatious or the promiscuous side or this or that, like it's led me nowhere, and it's led me to like hurting people, and it's led to broken relationships,
Which leaves you with feeling
which
what?
leaves me with one, I mean, just like maybe an overarching thing is just not a good guy.
According
And I
to
think to myself,
okay.
and you know what, as you just even said that, I feel like I don't even think I'm a good guy. Like, yeah, at the core, I don't even know if I think that.
Okay.
Hmm.
I don't want this to feel like it's a stripping down of anything other than, how do I articulate this? That it's a stripping away of all those false senses of who I am and how I determine who I am when I really don't even know what I'm after. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to go out and be like, if you wanted to go become like an Olympic swimmer and all you did was swing a bat all day long,
Good luck.
yeah, I don't know how you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to being somebody who says like, wait, I know that I'm gifted as a singer. And so now I'm going to start singing and doing vocal training. But I really thought I wanted to be an Olympic swimmer while swinging a bat. Hopefully that analogy makes sense.
It does.
I'm going in the wrong direction for who I am. I believe we come into this world with a certain bent, and that bent is a gift. And all too often that gift gets overlooked because I don't think we've had a whole lot of understanding in the older generations that we don't come out a blank slate, and that our parents are just going to write on us what they think we should do. I can't tell you how many dads I see who look at their sons and say, you're going to be a lefty, and I'm going to make you a first baseman, and you're going to be a left-handed pitcher, and every coach in your high school years are going to want you on their baseball team. Or I'm going to grow you up, and you're going to be the biggest, meanest left tackle because that's what I want it to be.
Just projection.
Exactly. And I think that when we aren't given space to know who we are, and we're not allowed to explore that, and of course in a healthy context, that we walk around thinking, okay, you told me who I am. I'm supposed to be a lefty, but dang it, everything I do goes right. Like I write right-handed, I swing right-handed, I kick right-handed, but I'm supposed to be, okay, well, I'm going to push, and you're telling me, am I good? Am I okay? And so, yes, we may have attachment to our family, to our parents, but that attachment is missing the attachment to self. We don't understand who we are. And so earlier your question about, so how does this play out romantically or with partners or with ladies? I have to have a me to bring to we. And if I don't have a me, then I'm really just coming to you to tell me I'm good. I'm good, right?
Yeah. Dang. The analogies you just used of maybe parents projecting on kids, as you were talking, I felt like I had this revelation that was like, with how distant my parents were, I don't even think they told me who I was or who I should be.
Wow.
And I think that I just started to find that in whatever I could.
Makes sense.
And I think whenever I gave my life to Jesus in 10th grade, that was my identity. Like I quit basketball, I quit football, I quit all the sports to be the church guy and go volunteer every single day, do the internships. And it just wrapped my identity. And then just being on staff at a church later on, like that ended up blowing up because as you were just saying, I have to know me.
Yeah.
I got into the whole Jesus and church thing and I didn't even know I honestly did it because everyone around me did it.
Yeah.
And I followed it because everybody around me was saying I was good at it and I should do it.
Yeah.
The church youth pastor thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I ever really had anybody, I don't even know if I have had friends and people tell me who encourage me of who I am, but I don't think I've ever thought about it myself. And so on the relationship, and if it's romance or the promiscuous, whatever side of gals and girls and ladies, like, yeah, I'm just searching for something because I don't even know. I think you asked something that made me think, like, I just don't even think I'm a good guy. And I think that's the core of like why maybe I continue just to, like a dog and someone's throwing toys, like I'm just like, someone threw it there, over there, like just very emotionally driven and attention driven. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a foundation for me, a strong one.
That makes sense. And I think that if you discover that foundation, I think you know what to run after and what you don't.
Yeah.
Meaning, or one knows what to run after and what not.
Sure.
Now, of course, we're going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
But I think that not knowing, feeling like there was sort of that distant attachment, that I'm just seeking connection. Connection to what? The interesting thing is when we look at childhood development, we oddly learn who we are through interpersonal connection first, which is why I believe we go seek it external, because that's what's supposed to come first. But when we don't know where that attachment lies, we stay externalized and we don't bring it in. I mean, you think about like kids when they are first born, it's like they don't know the difference between them and their caregiver, right?
Right.
So they're just a big lump of flesh, that's really amazing. They're more than that. I'm not trying to reduce a baby, but there's that place where they're just like, they don't do much, and you hold them and you coo with them and you love on them and you talk to them, and you'll see them, like when you talk to a baby, they're kind of making your faces right back at you.
Right.
That's part of attachment.
Huh.
Okay. They're learning that externally. And then they get to the toddler years, and those are infamous. That's where they're learning to be their own independent self. No, I'll do it. Mine, me. They push everybody away because they're learning to individuate. And then it comes back to the interpersonal piece where it's like they have a best friend. They have people in their lives. They learn to interact. And then we hit sometime in it's probably in high school. It's about 15 on. It's like, I have me and I have you and you and you. And now I can make space for a group. And then it's now I can hold me and who I am, and I can hold you and who you are. And we can have disagreements, but we can still be connected. And it's like we do connection through interpersonal, intra or self understanding, others, us, and we balance it. And so what you're saying is that you're looking for that balance still external. Yeah. Because you don't believe that the internal, that the self understanding, or what's called intrapersonal awareness, that self-awareness, you're not yet buying it. And so in those moments when someone asks you, when I ask you, do you think you're good at your job? And I wonder if you could sit and ask yourself, wait, where am I in this? Well, the emotions are, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. I'm just reading what you're saying to me is I'm uncomfortable. Sure. I don't know, and not knowing doesn't feel, what would you put to that? Good. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not knowing for me makes me uncomfortable, honestly. You're reading. Yeah. I feel like you're reading me right. Okay. On all those questions you've asked me, I was like, I even noticed I crossed my arms and I kind of shrunk a little bit whenever I had felt a little uncomfortable and down.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that.
Through the not knowing.
Sure. And can we allow the not knowing to be okay? Instead of judging it, could we get curious with it?
Being okay with the not knowing to lead to discovery.
That's it.
To know.
That's it. Because it's not.
Because I feel when that feeling comes up of like being uncomfortable or being like, oh man, I feel lonely.
Mm-hmm.
It immediately goes towards, well, I feel lonely, so I should do whatever I can to not feel that.
Yeah.
And I don't sit in the, I feel lonely. Why do I feel lonely?
Mm-hmm.
And bring it back to, if it's, I feel lonely, I know I'm somehow leading to that discovery of, you used a word, self.
The intrapersonal.
Intrapersonal.
Yeah.
And right now, to what we said earlier, it's just a blank wall with maybe a few scribbles up there of very vague. Yeah.
Keeping with your scribbles, I think that those scribbles are probably, they've gone unnoticed, and they're vague, perhaps because they are not explored. And the light being shown on the blank wall might actually be the theme that helps us understand those vague scribbles.
Dude, you're good. That's a beautiful picture. Cause I would say, like, I think for all people, but I'll speak for myself. Like, I would say, like, I know some of the interpersonal self-worth, or like some of those things. I know who I am in some manner. And
yes.
I have known.
Yes.
And the scribbles have, I don't know if they've eroded or what, like they're there, to your point. I haven't really explored them to enlarge in them or turn the scribbles into a Sharpie.
Yes.
To keep going with these metaphors. Like if it's confident or, whatever other characteristic trait. I know some of those things.
Yeah,
they just haven't been explored. And that's why whenever you said, are you good at your job? I think I do know that.
Yes.
I am good.
Yes.
But the natural reaction is, here's why I'm good. It's because the data and the numbers and the statistics. Or here's why I'm good, because I've helped this many people. Or I drive a nice car. Like that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It's like, that's the first reaction. And that's so, did you say...
it's externalizing.
Externalizing, yeah. Or it's not extra personal. Intrapersonal, and then... Yeah, it's just externalizing it. Enter. Okay. But that's my first reaction. But at the end of the day, I do know I'm good at it.
Yes.
And I think, man, I want to reverse it to the other side of what we keep coming back to about like the relationship side of it. I wonder what I know about myself, because I believe I'm not a good guy, I think, in some retrospects, but I know I am.
Yes.
Like I know that I'm loving and respectful.
Yes.
And caring and kind.
Right.
But they're just scribbles on the wall. And I don't explore them much.
Right.
Because I think I'm too busy. Just feel lonely, boom, do this. Feel not wanted or abandoned or whatever, do this, you know. But I know.
You do.
Interesting.
You do. That's why I was saying I don't want to go global.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's global, because that feels overwhelming.
Sure.
And that's when you were like, I don't think I'm a good guy. And that's when you did shrink down and close up physically.
Yeah.
But now I see you're like taking up all this wonderful space in the room that you're due. Because it's not a global statement. It's and I don't want this to come across like like if you feel lonely, you need to sit and really like meditate on the loneliness.
Sure.
Like take hours to discover. No, it's like, I'm lonely. Where am I in this? I'm kind of missing. I love interaction. Cool. Like interaction. Why? Because I'd really love to be with somebody else. Right on. I can feel that you're a social creature. And so it's like, yeah, I just would love to be with another wonderful human. So now I can take my wonderful self, not to overplay this or to overhype it, but truly, I believe that I'm a good person, and I'm going to go hang with somebody else who I believe is a good person. And it's like, we're going to be really great together. And I'm not taking anything from you, because I'm not asking something from you that I don't already have.
Yeah, and I'm not like, I feel like in relationships past, I've asked people to parent me essentially because I don't know if I'd say I'm reckless, but I just am so swayed by these feelings that come up if it's lonely or not wanted or whatever. And yeah, the other person's had to feel stress from having to parent me in some ways.
Perhaps, but their stress is for them to figure out, right?
Right.
And I don't need to read your mind or to determine if this is too much for you. I'm going to ask you for what I need. And if you can give that to me, great. If you can't, then I'm going to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
But the thing that I want to throw out to you, if I may, is that your emotions are a dashboard. Okay. I don't want you to duct tape your dashboard, because I would kind of say that there's been a little duct tape on your dashboard in that, bing, there's a light. Oh, there's a bing. Okay, let's go. What do I need? Okay. Oh, low tires. Great. I'm going to go air up all of my tires. And it's like, no, I'm over airing my tires. When it's like, bing, I have a low tire. It's like, great. Let's go look at the tires. Which one's low?
Gosh dang, dude. Yeah.
It's my left rear tire. Okay. How low is it? Do I need to check it for, and I'm not saying like, I don't want this to be something where we stop down and we over analyze things. But it's more so, it's an awareness of things.
I like that word a lot. Also, sidebar, I did wake up today and my left rear tire was flat.
No way.
Was low tire.
Wow.
I like the word awareness.
Yeah.
Of just or noticing it.
That's it.
Or considering it.
That's it.
Those words have just been kind of going through my head. One, I think in my relationship with Jesus, like I just want to consider him and I want to be aware of him in my day-to-day actions. If it's this setting right here or the barista I talk to, like that. But within myself, when the light comes on, I just take it into consideration, be aware of it. And dude, you're a metaphor king. The thought of, or what you said about like, oh, now I'm over airing all my tires because the light came on.
Right.
And I would even, maybe something God's been speaking to me recently is the scripture where Paul talks about you go from drinking milk to eating meat, and there's this like maturity. Whenever you're 16 and you get the low air tire, yeah, that's what you do, just because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
But in my head, relating it to that scripture is a very immature way that I've been living.
Okay.
I would say it feels like that.
Perhaps, as long as immature is not a judgment. It's an observation.
Yes. Yeah. It's an observation that it feels like, oh man, to relate it to the scripture, that feels like I've been like kind of just drinking milk in some areas of my life, and the maturity is coming. And I think even just this podcast and being here with you right now, it's such a God thing for me of just everything. I'll probably listen to this podcast 500 times, but like, it feels like everything we've talked about, I have new lenses on now, looking at it.
Okay.
From this conflict that I came in.
Yes.
Feeling of being an attention whore.
Yes.
I feel like I have new lenses on right now. And like that dashboard metaphor, I love the thought of just being aware of it. I don't feel like I've done that.
Here's the problem. I don't think most of us do. I think we judge it and think it's bad that our tire's low. And it's like, sometimes tires are low. Oh, I was an attention whore there. Okay. Observe it. What was I doing? Do I need to apologize? Do I need to go make something right? But instead what we do is we move through things so fast because we just want the feeling to go away. And I don't know where I am, but I know I hurt you. I can tell now you're leaning back, and now it's this, and now, okay, I've got to make it stop, make it go away. And it's like, wait, because keeping with the tire metaphor, I may air up all my tires the exact same amount, and guess what? My tire's still low.
Yeah.
I didn't air it up the way I need to. Now I've got 3 that are overfilled and 1 that's still underfilled. It's like, wait, I need to slow down. I need to look at where I am in this. And I need to ask myself, what is it that's going on? I just need to bring awareness to me, because once I bring awareness to me, then I know what I need. Then can I go get it? And if you can't give it to me, okay, does that make me bad that you won't? No, that's about you. You can't give it to me right now. Okay, then could I get it over here? Oh, you can give it to me, and I trust you as a source. Great. Thank you. It's like going around it and like you're hungry at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, everything's closed, but I really wanted this. Like, I really wanted a burger. I didn't want pizza. And you're like, well, all right. Do I have a gluten allergy? No, I do. So pizza at any time is a big fat no-go. Okay. So let's stick with that. It's like, okay, well, the pizza doesn't work. So does the pizza place have wings? And are they gluten-free? And I know that I'm hungry. I know that I have certain things that I have to be aware of. When I was younger, I would have just said, screw it. I'll take the pizza and I'll take the
repercussions that come with it
later.
Yeah.
That's later.
Yeah.
Sweet. Pizza.
Dang. Yeah. I don't have a gluten allergy, but that metaphor just resonates in ways with me where like, oh yeah, I'll eat this. And then later I'll wake up feeling miserable, or I'll wake up feeling this and that. But that's later, and I can get past that even whenever it comes. That'll fade too, even though that the repercussions and the consequences are not good and should have been avoided. But I just was so in the moment wanting pizza.
Exactly.
Dang, man. Yeah.
I think the critical nature, and I don't want to critical, I think the important nature of what we're talking about is that when we bring awareness to us, we are less likely to be deceived, tricked, misunderstood by ourselves, because we get in a hurry. We're trying to do everything we want to, like we're trying to make it stop. But if we stop and say, wait, what am I trying to make stop? Wow, a really legit feeling. I don't want to feel lonely.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what do I do with that? Do I go get attention or do I go connect? Connecting has a lasting consequence as opposed to I want to say critical impact, but a short-term gain that then later
turns into.
Right. And then I don't think I'm a good guy. And it's like, yeah, you are. You just turned left when you should have turned right.
Wow. You just turned left when you should have turned right. Man, I'm even feeling myself getting a little emotional at that of like, I think grace for myself that can lead, and grace from God, but like grace that can lead to change.
Yes.
And that I miss the exit, I can turn around and go, I get another shot at getting to the exit, or
yes,
I struck out, I get another at bat.
Right. And when we can take our full self, if we created an issue back behind us, we can take our full self back there to even make it right there. If we hurt somebody in our missed exit and we accidentally cut somebody off that we just weren't aware of, and they spun out and are, on the side of the road, and we recognize that, we can go back wholeheartedly and apologize and do what we can to make it right from our side, as opposed to them needing to be okay for my sake. Because now I'm still being self-centered.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you for something after I just took something from you. It's like, wow. Can I back up from that and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I hurt you. I own that. And I'm sorry. Where am I in this? I'm apologetic. And I understand. You want to talk about repentance, which means changing your mind. I saw my impact. I know where I am now. And I don't want where I am to collide with you in a way that harms you. And if I did it knowingly, then I can sort through that. If I did it unknowingly, then I can sort through that. But I think at the end of the day, the key is, wait, where am I in this?
That is beautiful. Yeah. I love the wait. I love the wait acronym.
Thank you. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for showing up and like just opening your whole soul to me. That's such a gift, and I don't take it lightly. So thank you.
No, man. Thank you. Just the atmosphere of this too you've created is very welcoming, and your dialogue and pushing back and pressing and then asking questions has been so helpful for me, honestly, in this session or in this time. And I'm just grateful to even have the opportunity. So I really do appreciate you so much.
Thank you. And that's where we'll leave it today. To our guest, thank you. Thank you for your honesty, for your courage, and for your willingness to ask the harder question.
Yes, it meant so much. And if something you heard landed for you, sit with that. Don't rush past it. The wait method only works when you actually stop and ask, where am I in this? If you want to go deeper, Lee's book, Wait, Where Am I in This, is available now wherever books are sold and at drleelong.com. It's also available on Audible and Amazon.
And on Audible, you'll get to hear more of this guy's voice because I was lucky enough to be able to do the narrating.
Absolutely. I always feel like I've spent time visiting with you, Lee, when I listen to the book over again, because it's so rich with information that is helpful in me remaining with me so that I can better interact with those around me. It's that internal experience and that understanding that you talk about in the interview, like the hook on the wall. If you throw your coat against the wall and there's no hook, hey, we need that. So thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for listening to Wait, Let's Talk About That. We'll see you next time.
Your path to mental wellness starts right here.